Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Pit Fighter. A lot of people remember this. I remember it kind of for the wrong reasons. I mean, that it was really not a very good game. This was created by Atari Games in 1990, and they did try their hand, an early hand at digital motion capture characters, I mean, based on actual actors. And the results are fairly clunky. Of course, Mortal Kombat received greater recognition for that. I mean, Atari tried it. I mean, actually, that was done. I mean, digital capture of live action characters was done before, way before, but the actual motion of the digital capturing of live actors was kind of new. But it looks clunky here, and some of the technical aspects of this game are really awful. But the gist of the game is you pick from 3 different characters, or you can play all 3 at once. 3-player simultaneous play, or 2-player simultaneous play. And you participate in a pit fighting event, where you just take on fighter after fighter in this pit area, this underground type of fighting area. And the characters you can choose are the wrestler Buzz, the kickboxer Tai, or the Kung Fu practitioner Kato. But there are 3 buttons. One jumps, 1 punches, and 1 kicks. And if you push punch and kick together, you'll try to grab and lift the opponent, and then you press jump or punch to throw them. And we're going to start. Our first opponent is Executioner, and my favorite character is Tai. He has a very cool flip kick, which you do right there, and the opponent cannot block it. They will get knocked over. But just note that the character movement is very, very clunky. Pressing left twice or right twice will make you do a dash move. The crowd can get into the action, which is kind of cool. If you back up into the crowd, they will either push you out into the ring, or they will stab you. They will attack you. And after a fight, you're put on a forklift pallet, and it's raised as you've won more money from the fight. You get more points for knocking them out in time, for attacking them while they're down, which is a brutality move. And you can press, I think, either kick or punch when you're close to the enemy when they're down to do a brutality move. You'll get points for later. And the second opponent is Southside Jim. You'll face him later on. For some reason, he kind of makes me think of Magic Johnson. And just the general build and look of him. But early on in the game, it can kind of help to move up to a different plane than the enemy and keep attacking until they reach the plane where you're at and start getting pummeled. It won't work later on in the game, but you just keep beating them up until their energy bar is 0. And after 2 matches, you face the grudge match, in which you fight off against your own doppelganger. And it's much easier with Tai than any other character because of your spin kick. Oops, you got lucky, nailed me there. You don't have to win to keep playing. There, I put in a brutality attack on him. You don't have to win, but you won't get any kind of bonus. Now that guy there, he's the last character in the game. And I used to think he said, get wet. Well, I didn't think he said it, but it sounded like he said, get wet. I forget what he actually does say. Is it can't wait or something? But now the opponent we face is Angel, and she's an incredibly tall biker chick type of gal. And at some point in the game, you will be able to release an item that says P from those brown barrels when you smash them. And there it is. Oh, I don't want her to get it, because either character can pick it up, either you or the opponent. And when you do pick it up, you turn radioactive green, and your attacks are much stronger. So you definitely don't want them to pick it up. This had multiple home ports, and this really isn't that good a game. I used to play it on my Sega Genesis, but I mean, it's really, upon playing it again, it's not super terrible, but it's technically flawed. There'll be times when you throw something at the opponent and it just goes right through them, and the opponent can like knock you on top of an item, and you're standing on the item, and it looks really silly. It's just not particularly well done. I mean, Atari tried something new with the motion capture thing. Now I ran out of energy. This is CC Ryder, and he's a biker gang leader type guy. I chose not to continue here, but when you do choose to continue, you get to choose from any of the three characters. You can pick up from the same guy with the same guy you left off with. But I think from this point on in the game, when you do have a brown barrel, you can smash it and release the P icon. But yeah, this was not a very good game. There's the people responsible for this not very good game. But again, I give Atari games a little bit of credit for trying something relatively new with the digital capture of live actors. But now we're going to play as Buzz the wrestler, and he's pretty slow. He's stronger, and his throw move, I think, is much stronger. You can throw the opponent, I think I mentioned, by pressing jump and kick and punch together, and then pressing either punch or kick to throw them. To lift them over your head, and then you toss them. But for Ty's spin kick, you press all three buttons together. And Buzz probably has some sort of move, but I couldn't get it to work because the enemy kept pummeling me. And Kato has one too. Damn it, let me grab you. There we go. But if you beat the enemy under 2 minutes, I think you get an extra bonus, a KO bonus. And we do another grudge match. Yeah, you don't have to win this. You just have to to win, you knock them down 3 times. And we're tied. Who's gonna win? Oh, he picks me up and he's gonna throw me. I knocked him down too. Even if you tie or lose, then it says you loser. And now we face this cheap bastard, Chain Man Eddie. None of the characters can throw him. When they try, they get down on their knees. It looks kind of kind of silly or suspect. There's knives, weapons. There'll be knives, there'll be shurikens, and there'll be the barrels that you can throw. Now we're going to look a little bit at Kato. And he has like a special move that allows him to do a multiple punch attack, and they'll all be able to connect. I hate the charge that this guy does. It's really damaging, and he can just do it at any time. He can grab you by the neck and punch you. There we go. Sometimes he goes, "Yeah!" after he does that, and then he just stands there so that the opponent can come up and pummel him. Yeah, I don't like Kato that much. But one thing I will say is that Kato has a nice quick kick. You might be able to move up and down on the playfield and kick at the opponent as they reach your plane, and you'll be able to consistently nail them that way. But I greatly prefer Tide. We're gonna scoot forward and watch me beat Chainman Eddie. I put on that infinite energy cheat just to get through the game quicker at this point. I think that's interesting. You're placed on a forklift. And now we face a guy named Heavy Metal, and he's very quick. Very quick punk guy. But yeah, anytime you see the brown barrel, I think from this point on, it's going to have that P icon in it. And the computer opponent is going to be very quick on making sure that they get that icon picked up. And just sit forward and watch me beat Heavy Metal. But yeah, this game is just not very good. Now we'll do another grudge match, and every time it's against your doppelganger. They don't switch the characters you face. But yeah, if you're not sure which character to choose when you first play this, take Tai. He's a good character, and press all three buttons together to do that spin kick, which is really quite awesome. You die. I think he says "just wait" earlier on. That sounded like a "get wet." And now when you face Angel, you have motorcycles you can slam onto her, which is cool. And there's that brown barrel we saw just a moment ago there, and she gets the P icon, of course. Damn it! Now her moves are a hell of a lot more damaging. But there is a trick on this stage, and I noticed this. If you can jump on top of that car, then she won't be able to hit you, and she'll try to jump onto the car with you. Just keep punching her as she tries to. She'll never be able to get to you. That's that's interesting. That you can exploit that to your full advantage and make short work of your opponent. Yeah, you'll notice in the bottom left there's a clock, and if you can beat the enemy in under 2 minutes, then you'll get the KO bonus. Yep, try this trick. There we go. But yeah, the opponent's pushing you out of the crowd into the ring can screw you up when you're trying to do an attack on the opponent. And they can stab you and hurt you They can also hurt the opponent if they connect. And now we face Mad Miles. Yeah, he's this like U.S. Marine. He's very good at using those pool sticks, pool cues. But you just have to learn the timing as to when is the right time to hit him with one. Definitely pick them up though, and they'll eventually break. And we'll just zip forward and watch me beating him. Notice that they turn red when their energy gets low. Totally studly. I think that's funny. Some things about this game are kind of cool. But generally it's not a very good game, I don't think. It's at least better than a game that's very similar but is more of a beat 'em up. You have another grudge match and then you play Southside Jim again. He has different colored clothes on. But later game by Atari Games was called Guardians of the Hood, and that one was abjectly terrible. Worse than this. Ow! After I beat Southside Jim, the guy stabs me in the back. You can hold down an attack button to make the money fill up faster, so you don't have to wait through all of this. No pain, no gain. We're almost through the game. Now we face two Chainman Eddie, or whatever the name is. Yeah, Chainman Eddies. Two of them! That sucks. And there's a nice round barrel for a P icon. And of course, they pick it up. They can hurt each other. It might be wise to let them do that. They can grab each other and punch each other, run into each other with that charge. But we'll skip forward and watch me having beaten both of them. Yeah, if you can let them hurt each other, do that. They'll take each other's energy down. And now we face the final boss. You die. And his name is Warrior. Just simply Warrior. And he's dressed like the guy from Road Warrior, the sequel to Mad Max. And of course he picks up the P icon, bastard. Let's just scoot forward and beat him. But he's very fast. He's got long-ranging kicks and punches, and he's proficient with all the weapons. There we go. The new champion. Money falls from the sky. I like seeing that. These two women come up and adore you as you're crowned the new champion. I put in my initials. That's Pit Fighter by Atari Games in 1990. Really not a very good game, but Atari tried some new things. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Genesis port at least does not have the zooming feature or the moving. It doesn't zoom in, or the sprites aren't nearly as big as in the arcade. Yeah, just not that good a game. But like I said, Guardians of the Hood, which was a bit similar, but was more of a beat 'em up, that came later, was much worse. Oh, it's terrible. But I'd seen this in all the arcades back then. This was suggested by YouTube user Juan Teddy Bear. Well, that was Pit Fighter by Atari Games in 1990. This is Crazy Clown Radio saying thanks for watching Pit Fighter by Atari Games in 1990. I will catch you later with another video in the future. Hope you have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.